the Buddha. And from the shore of ignorance to the shore of enlightenment. Tien Cong Tran, Ph.D. The path from the shore of ignorance to the shore of enlightenment is the path from suffering to happiness or nibbana. The path can be seen under two aspects: abandoning the shore of ignorance and cultivating the shore of enlightenment. Section 1. Abandoning the shore of ignorance. 1. Regarding social suffering. Abandoning unwholesome speech, avoiding telling lies, abstaining from telling lies, avoiding slander, abstaining from slander, avoiding harsh speech, abstaining from harsh speech, avoiding idle chatter, abstaining from idle chatter. B. Abandoning unwholesome action, avoiding killing, abstaining from killing, avoiding taking what is not given, abstaining from taking what is not given, avoiding sexual misconduct, abstaining from sexual misconduct. C. Abandoning unwholesome livelihood, avoiding trading in weapons, abstaining from trading in weapons, avoiding trading in living beings, abstaining from trading in living beings, avoiding trading in meat, abstaining from trading in meat, avoiding trading in intoxicants, abstaining from trading in intoxicants, avoiding trading in poison, abstaining from trading in poison, avoiding scheming, abstaining from scheming, avoiding sweet talking, abstaining from sweet talking, avoiding hinting, abstaining from hinting, avoiding belittling, abstaining from belittling, avoiding pursuing gain with gain, abstaining from pursuing gain with gain. Abandoning the shore of ignorance is abandoning unwholesome speech, unwholesome action, and unwholesome livelihood, abandoning unwholesome states arising from hatred. Because thought, intention, precedes and leads to speech, action, and livelihood, the first task is to abandon unwholesome thought. How to abandon unwholesome thought? Arisen unwholesome thoughts, we must destroy them. How can we destroy them? 1. To realize that unwholesome thoughts have originated from the attachment to the material shore is a way to destroy them. To abandon the clinging is to destroy the origin of unwholesome thoughts and so to destroy them. 2. To realize that unwholesome thoughts harm one and harm others is also a way to destroy them. It is foolish to a person to harm himself. If hatred arises in him, it is he who suffers first. 3. If even with those two realizations unwholesome thoughts do not disappear, we must overwhelm them, maybe to the extent of grinding our teeth to overwhelm them. 4. We must use wholesome thoughts of the other shore to destroy unwholesome thoughts of this shore. Unarisen unwholesome thoughts, we must prevent the arising of them. To realize the twofold is the condition of the unarising of them. For what reason? Because to realize the twofold is to realize where the good is and where the bad is, where happiness is and where suffering is. This is the principle. Whenever an unwholesome thought arises in us, we know that we are on the shore of ignorance, greed, hatred, and suffering. At that time, we should not proclaim that we are disciples of the Buddha, or Lao Tzu, Confucius, and Jesus. At that time, we must suppress them and remind ourselves that on the other shore there are only whole thoughts of enlightenment, loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. 2. Regarding individual suffering. Due to ignorance, we regard ourselves as lying on the material shore. If we throw away that ignorance, what will happen? The sufferings, sorrow, lamentation, grief, pain, despair, separation from the loved, association with the unloved, not getting what one wants, stop being suffering. The sufferings, sickness, aging, death, are not suffering any longer in the aspect of mind. In the aspect of the body, they are still suffering. With ignorance, we suffer twice, both bodily and mentally. With enlightenment, we suffer only bodily, but not mentally. Thus, the bodily suffering is much reduced. The suffering birth no longer exists, for birth is understood as birth into this shore. The sufferings rooting in hatred and anger will no longer arise. Briefly, let us regard the material shore as drifting clouds, as flowers blossoming in the morning and fading away in the evening. The Diamond Sutra has the following paragraph. All existing things are like dreams, illusions, bubbles, shadows. Like dew, like lightning. Look at them as such. Section 2. Cultivating the shore of enlightenment. Cultivating the shore of enlightenment is cultivating the twofold. The way is immense and has numerous levels. What we know about it is like a handful of leaves in comparison to leaves in a forest. Thinking, reading, and listening to teachings or in brief learning about the other shore is always open to everyone. Moreover, according to the principle, letters to review and military to practice, if we do not continue to learn, we can forget what our mind has collected. Confucius said, "The way which the superior man pursues reaches wide and far, and yet is secret." Common men and women, however ignorant, may intermeddle with the knowledge of it, yet in its utmost reaches, there is that which even the sage does not know. Common men and women, however much below the ordinary standard of character, can carry a part of it into practice, yet in its utmost reaches, there is that which even the sage is not able to carry into practice. In our daily life, cultivating the shore of enlightenment is cultivating enlightenment, loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. Cultivating enlightenment is cultivation the twofold. We should always recognize two shores, the material shore with its unwholesome states and the shore of the way with its wholesome states. When doubt arises, let us peacefully set our mind to re-experience the value of the twofold. Cultivating loving kindness is that we should always remind us that all thoughts, speech, actions, and livehood must be founded on loving kindness, instead of on hatred. When there is an appearance of hatred, we should know that we are not free from the shore of ignorance. There is this proposal: first, we apply love to ourselves, then to our relatives, then to our friends, then to persons we do not know, then to enemies. We should be careful when we apply love to a person of opposite sex, for this love is easy to become sexual desire. We must love ourselves first. When hatred exists somewhat in our mind, we should realize that we are harming ourselves. We do not know whether the person who is subject to our hatred suffers or not, but we ourselves are victims of hatred. Only when we live in loving kindness, we are on the shore of happiness. Loving kindness is a jewel that heaven gives man so that he can seek happiness. Thus, first, because we love ourselves, we abandon hatred and live in loving kindness. Therefore, it is foolish not to live in loving kindness. Cultivating compassion, because compassion on the shore of enlightenment contains giving, generosity, non-selfishness, non-avarice, equality and sharing the Dhamma. Cultivating compassion is practicing giving, generosity, non-selfishness, non-avarice, equality and sharing the Dhamma. Cultivating sympathetic joy, the opposite of sympathetic joy is envy. Cultivating sympathetic joy is demolishing envy. Envy arises from inequality or differences in society. So sympathetic joy requires a social equality. Religious envy arises from misunderstanding. Indeed, the sages saw the same truth. Even when the Buddha criticized 62 views of Hinduism, he knew that the Hindu ascetics and Brahmins had a knowledge higher than the one of common men. So religious sympathetic requires a vast understanding of religions, or without that understanding, at least a respect towards another religion. Sympathetic joy is joy with the advance of others on the material shore, without failing in the Dhamma, as well as on the shore of morality. We have sympathetic joy with whoever gets joy and help him to advance. When we have sympathetic joy, we ourselves get joy. Thus, we are foolish if we do not have sympathetic joy. Thus, sympathetic joy helps not only us but also others in the travel to the other shore. Cultivating equanimity, one of the 5 hindrances is restlessness and worry. When a man is on this shore, he falls into restlessness and worry. He never stops and rests. He runs from this thing to another and worries about this matter and then another. Only when he has reached the other shore, he rests and drifts serenely in happiness. Resting also means stopping. He stops on the other shore. A man seeks happiness and now he has found the sphere of happiness. What must be done has been done. There is no more rebirth to this shore. In this very life he enters upon Nibbana, and if there is the next life, he will continue with that wisdom to be in Nibbana. He will no more be born again into this shore. Know that and never return to this shore. Gone, gone, gone to the other shore, landed on the other shore, perfect enlightenment. At that time, we can proclaim, the holy life has been lived, what must be done has been done, there is no more rebirth, to this shore.